Welcome back to Sow, Grow and Cook. It's the 14th of August and we're going to take a look at some of the experiments I tried out in the garden this year. Were they a success or were they a failure? Let's take a look. Right, garden experiment number 1, using our own homemade compost. Let's see how that's been doing. Just lifting the cover of these Savoy cabbages, which are growing well and have been protected from cabbage butterflies with the netting. But look at all the weeds in my homemade compost. So I'm going to have to get the hoe in here and just have a little tickle of some of these weeds. Oh, compost, homemade compost is rich, and obviously things are growing well in it, but not everything that is growing well is stuff that I wanted in here. Never mind. I don't actually mind doing a little bit of weeding when the ground is moist and the weeds are small, so that's not too big. Right, experiment number 2 is growing a tomatillo plant. Or tomatillo, not quite sure. Anyway, I got some seeds from my daughter-in-law and she encouraged me to give these a try. She's Mexican and she loves Mexican food, as we all do, and she suggested I try growing these. So I did, and I planted a few seeds, 3 germinated, and I planted 3 out. 1 got killed by frost, 1 got eaten by slugs, and this one did really well, and it was growing beautifully and still is. But then I was told by someone that I needed more than 1 plant for pollination. I would get no fruit with just 1 plant. So I was going to pull this out, thinking, oh, it's just going to take up space for no reason, for no good reason. But rather than pull it out, I thought, no, I'm going to actually leave it and see what happens, because I have got a little bit of a rebel streak in me. And I like to prove people wrong sometimes. Anyway, we've got an incredible number of fruits on this plant. Have a look at this one here. This is what a almost ready tomatillo looks like. And I've got dozens and dozens of the fruit here. There's another one there. There's another one there. Lots of smaller, more immature ones. And the bees absolutely love it in here. They love the little yellow flowers. So all this talk of you've got to have more than 1 plant seems absolute nonsense. I'm getting plenty, unless this is a self-fertile variety. I don't know. I didn't know there was such a thing. So I shall be researching recipes and watch this space. Right, my next experiment in the garden is growing popcorn. I've never grown popcorn, certainly not in the UK here, and because I'm never quite sure what the weather's going to do in the UK, I thought it'd be safer if I planted it in the polytunnel. That way I could ensure it gets no wind damage and doesn't get too much rain at that crucial period when popcorn is meant to be drying, because you have to leave the cobs on the stalk for quite a long time, I understand, until they're pretty well dry, and then you harvest them and you let them dry further before you can use them. So it's quite a long-winded process. But look at this. Look at how tall these plants have got. And the cobs, there's quite a few cobs on here. They're doing really, really well. I'm very, very happy so far. I'm just a little concerned that the amount of time they're going to be in here, they might attract things like rodents, squirrels, mice, whatever. Fortunately, we've got a very active hunting barn cat named Arlo, who hangs out in here and just makes sure that nothing is causing any damage to my plants. I say that, I'm not sure if that's actually what he thinks when he's in here, but and shout out to Michelle who sent me the seeds. These are Dakota Black Popcorn. She's growing them, and Vinny is also growing them. So we're all at similar stages. Maybe I'm a little bit further ahead because these are in the polytunnel rather than growing outside, although I'm pretty sure the others have caught up. Experiment number 4 is trying to grow some watermelons in the polytunnel. I've grown a variety called Sugar Baby, which is meant to be suitable for the UK, and it doesn't get very big, so you don't have to wait too long, apparently. But this is as big as the fruit's getting, and it looks like it's rotting on the ends. Look at that, not very healthy looking. And the plants, some of the leaves have got like they're blighted or something. Anyway, they're not doing all that well, and I'm not sure I would bother with it next year. I've fed it, I've watered it, you know, it's in a big, deep tub. I was hoping to get at least one fruit, but I'm not sure I'm going to get any, so I would call this a bit of a failure. But, you know, if you don't try, you don't know. Those of you who follow Liz Zorab and Hugh Richards will know that they've grown some potatoes and did a little bit of a trial of growing potatoes under straw and hay or grass clippings. We had a few seed potatoes left, having planted the vast majority either in the polytunnel or the main vegetable garden. So we had an area, a bare patch, where the black compost that we had delivered last year was. And we put the few potatoes that we had left on the surface of that and covered it with some of this spoiled hay. The variety was Charlotte and also some Sarpo potatoes. So we've gradually started checking to see if they're ready, and we're getting a few. Let's just have a look. Let's try this one here. There we go. Right, I think that's Charlotte, judging by the shape, I think. Slightly more oval shape. One good thing is we've not really had to do any watering. The spoilt hay acted as a really good moisture conserving mulch. Garden experiment number 6, I think it's number 6, is planting onions by seed in modules and planting them out in groups of at least 3 and sometimes 4. I've never grown onion by seed to maturity, and I thought I was just going to get spring onions basically, but I've left these, and they're getting quite big actually. Let's have a look. That one grew as a clump of 3 or 4, and I used the younger ones and left that one to mature. There's some white onions in here, or yellow onions rather. I think generally this was a success. It's hard to tell, it's quite growing quite lush in here. There we go, there's another one. So yes, I think I would devote a little bit of space to growing onion by seed again next year. It's a lot cheaper to grow them that way. More labour intensive, more things to do and more looking after. But when you think I got a packet of seed for, oh, I don't know, I think I got some free with a magazine. And I got this whole little bed full of onions potentially for not very much at all. Garden experiment number 7 and the last one for today, and that is trying to grow new potatoes in time for Christmas. Now I had about 12 seed potatoes, one of the Sarpo variety, the blight resistant, left over, and thought I'd just reserve a little patch in the polytunnel as something else came out. I think onions were here earlier that I harvested, and I planted them about, probably 4 weeks ago now, and they're really growing well. So they clearly like the space in here and the conditions, and we'll just see if we can get a small crop of potatoes in time for Christmas. Where are we? We're sort of mid-August now. 4 weeks, say 16 weeks for August, September, October, November. I'm hoping by November time they should be ready. And keeping them in the ground, provided there's no frost, will just be a bit of a bonus in terms of storage space. So there you have it, some of my gardening experiments for 2020. Some were a success and some not so successful. But, you know, that's how it goes with gardening. Let me know in the comments below some of the experiments you've tried this year. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.